Welcome back everybody, Dan here for Sim Racing Source. Thanks so much for joining in for today's video. So the question of today's video is, will ACC always be behind the curve? So before I get too deep into what I'm talking about here, I want to make sure that I make it extremely clear that I do enjoy playing ACC. I like driving in that sim. ACC is a good game to me. I like a lot of what it has to offer. I think the physics are fantastic, the force feedback is fantastic, and it has a lot of really good aspects going for it. So before the haters go crazy in the comments below, let me just make it clear that I do enjoy the game, and I am not in any way attempting to bash the sim at all. But what I am talking about here is that the developers have a very specific intention of what they want this game to be, but it just seems like they're always a step behind and never able to get it caught up to where it needs to be. And I have a couple examples of that. The main one and the reason behind this video is that they have just now finally added the 2019 championship season, as well as various updates to cars, additional track, and some various other things. As great as that is, and as awesome that it is free, it's kind of too late in my opinion. In 2 months, 2019 will be over. If you're going to be the official game of a particular series or championship, you have to release that stuff way earlier in the year for it to make sense, especially if you are the specific game that is supposed to be associated with that type of motorsport. So releasing the 2019 at literally the end of 2019 doesn't really work. So I appreciate the effort that they're putting in, but it's kind of too late. Hence me saying, will they always be behind the curve? Are they going to be able to work fast enough and efficiently enough to at some point be able to catch up where they can release, the current year's championship at least, in the middle of that year? For example, they're obviously just now going to get started working on the 2020 stuff, hopefully, but will they have enough time to invest to get that ready for us as the consumer before that season starts, or at least when that season starts? So it just, they're always just kind of behind the curve. Another example is they finally released dedicated triple monitor support, and that's great. But number one, it still sounds like people are having issues with it. It's not working perfectly, and it's not working as they're intending it to work. A lot of users are reporting issues with it. Now, triple monitor support is something that should have worked flawlessly out of the gate. Every other proper sim has it. And that should have been working in the pre-release beta of the game. That's a very simple thing, and it should have been working. So that's great that they're finally getting it to work somewhat, but is it not far too late for that to have happened? I mean, that should have happened a long time ago. And then, I'm not even a big VR guy, but where is the proper VR support? I very rarely use VR to race, but I know there are many, many people who will not race without VR support, and that needs to be something they are working on like now and getting that optimized perfectly. And I just feel like maybe they just have too small of a team that they're not able to keep up. I'm not really sure what the deal is, but it seems like literally from day one, they've kind of been behind the curve. I know they've been working really hard to kind of catch up and get the game up to speed, but I don't know that they're ever going to do that. To me, it kind of always feels like they're just slightly behind where they need to be. And so that's a shame, because I want this title to succeed. And I know I'm going to get a lot of people telling me, well, this title, it already has succeeded. But, I still don't technically think the game is finished. There are a lot of things that still need to be fixed and implemented. And there's a lot of general optimization that needs to happen before it's technically a finished game. Now, like I said in the beginning, guys, I love playing this game. I do really enjoy ACC. I spent a lot of time racing in it. I like that it's specific to one type of racing motorsport. I think that's great. That means they can dedicate what time they spend developing that specific car, which means the physics and the force feedback are going to be really, really good. And they have proven that that is the case. And I 100% agree with that. However, there are just a lot of things that they need to get a little bit further on to be finished and to be a true competitor with the other sims that are out there on the market. And again, that's just my opinion. And again, I'm not trying to bash the game. But I do hope at some point they do catch up and, you know, get themselves at least with the curve or in front of the curve so that they're able to, you know, produce content when it needs to come out and optimize various things before people kind of lose faith in the sim in general. Now, I really hope that doesn't happen. I don't think that will happen, but it just worries me from time to time based on how quickly they release certain things and fix certain bugs. So, as always, guys, let me know what you think in the comments below. Again, I really do like ACC. I need you to know that. I'm not trying to bash on the game at all, but I do feel like generally since the start, they've slightly been behind the curve, and I think they're having trouble catching up. So let me know what you think in the comments below, guys. Remember, if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you'll know every time I drop a new video. Thanks so much for watching as always, guys, and I'll talk to you in the next video. We'll see you later.